Hi, and welcome to another episode of Champ Speak, wherein we feature Indian Oil's international sportspersons who have done the country and the corporation proud. While we speak of cricket, the names which come to mind, Cheteshwar Pujara, Ajinkya Rahane, and Rohit Sharma, they are three names who've really done so well for India over the years. And when we talk of these cricketers, another name which comes to mind is a young women cricketer who has done really well at the international stage. She's a household name and she's very much a part of the Indian team in England. Jemimah Rodrigues joins us here in this episode of Champ Speak. A very warm welcome to you, Jemimah.
Thank you so much, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What about you? How
I'm
are things?
doing good too. Yeah,
Looking
we are in
forward.
England over here in quarantine. Just can't wait to get out. I think tomorrow our training session will start, so can't wait to get out on the field and play.
And looking forward to playing the first ever test match for you because Indian women's cricket team hasn't played a test match for a long time. I think it was way back in 2014.
I was 14 years old at that time, and yeah, it's been like I think after 7 years, India is playing a test, and I'm so excited to be a part of this test team. It's like a dream, you know. We always used to watch the Australians and the England women's team play the Ashes, and we used to think like, यार अपना time कब आएगा कि हम लोग जाके उधर test match खेले, because there's something about wearing those whites for your country. And it's just an honor, and I'm so privileged and blessed that this time came so soon. Nobody expected it to come so soon, but we are here in England and we'll be playing the test very soon. So yeah, very excited.
And tell us about how you began. All this began for you. You're very young. You started out very young. I believe your father was a coach in your school team, and that is how it all began. If you can trace back those early days, Jemimah.
Yeah, so I used to play with my brothers out in the gully. Around when I was 3 years old, my grandfather gifted me a plastic bat. And then when I was 4 years old, I started going for training with my brothers at a ground and a full men's team, boys team, I mean, because at that time we didn't know women's cricket existed. I used to just play for fun and just because I love playing cricket. And so slowly it happened that, I mean, the story is very long, but to keep it short, it so happened that I made my debut for Mumbai at the age of 11 and a half, 12. And in my second game, I got 18 not out against Swarashtra. So that's how it all started. Then I went on to play seniors when I was 14 years old. And then a few years down the line, when I was 17, I made my debut in South Africa against South Africa. So yeah, it's like a dream journey for me. And, when I look back, you can just see like the efforts and the hard work is all paid off. And it's really nice and to be over here. So yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about your younger days, when your junior days, you made quite a mark in the year 2017 when you smashed a double hundred, and just the second Indian women after Smriti Mandhana to do so. And you had a fantastic, fabulous season.
Mm-hmm.
Talk us through
Yeah.
that season.
Yeah, so actually it was the season before that it all started that again I was for the first time I was captaining Mumbai under 19, and we won the All India Championship. And in that tournament, my average was 376 because I stayed not out in most of the games. Like hardly 2 games I got out. One was on 0, and the other one was I think again on 1 or 2. So rest all the games which we played in the entire championship, I was not out, and we won. I led Mumbai, and we won the championship. It was in Ranchi, and the exciting thing was that since it was in Ranchi, Mahendra Singh Dhoni was there for the prize distribution. So he handed over the trophy to me. It was on Christmas, so nothing could be sweeter than that for me on Christmas that time. And I did really well in even the seniors, the entire under 23 seniors. But the three most important games where I had to score and to be a part of the India team for the selection, those 3 games I didn't perform. That was the challengers, the two challengers games where I got out on 1 and 0, and the other one was against Railways. So like Railways is the entire Indian team that play in the domestic thing. So 3 games. So then the selectors are like, she's scoring well, but against big teams, she's not performing. So I was very dejected, very heartbroken, but I said nothing doing. So then I performed again, as you said, the 2017 season. Again, I scored a lot of runs along with that double hundred in a 50 over game. And the time came even for, so yeah, I think I had around 1,013 runs in 11 games again over there. And then the most important time was for me to score in that Challengers Trophy. I was kind of nervous before that tournament, but things just fell into place, and God lifted me up. I scored. I became the third highest scorer of that tournament, and I caught on. I went on that flight to South Africa with the Indian team when I was 17. So yeah.
So tell us about your T20 debut, the ODI debut. Both happened in the year 2018.
Yeah. So I was a part of the ODI and the T20s, but in the ODI, I didn't get a chance to make my debut. Then the previous day, before the T20, the first T20, so said that, I got to know that, okay, ये चीज समझ में आता है ना, नेट्स में अगर बैटिंग पहला मिलेगा तो पता है कल खेलने वाले हो. So it was like that. So then I got to know. So I prepared myself. And the thing was that we bowled first. So, when I got my cap from Harry D, and it was an amazing moment. I can't describe it because you've been dreaming for that moment for so long. And my dad flew all the way from India to South Africa, just to watch my debut. I see my dad has come for all my games when it was in India, all my games. And he wasn't supposed to come for my debut. But then my mom was like, you've been for all her games. Why not for the most important game of her life? Because that time we were not very well to do also. Tickets were expensive to travel to South Africa, and our matches were in different cities. So from there to travel and everything. So somehow dad managed to collect, some money, and he was there. And that was the most amazing moment for me, singing the national anthem for India. And yeah, like I said, that it took good we bowled first because it took me some time to digest. Okay, I'm actually living my dream. I'm actually playing here. And yeah, actually the story even making my debut is that when I was making my debut, so I went to bat 2 down. So we were chasing 160, and this is the first time ever that if India would chase it, it would be the first time ever India chased such a big score, because at that time 160 was a really big score in T20s. So Smriti and Mithali Dee got to a very good start, and then immediately Smriti got out. The very next ball, Harmanpreet Kaur got out, and I am making my debut in such a situation. So I was kind of nervous, but at the end when I walked over there, I was not thinking about anything is my debut or anything. Just watching the ball and playing and hitting the ball, because that's the reason they've selected you. So I scored in 27 balls, I scored 37, and I had a partnership with Mithali Raj of 60 plus runs. So that was a very memorable moment for me, and we won that game. We chased that total, we won that game. So it was very special and very nice for me. So yeah, and then after that, few months later, I made my ODI debut too.
And Jemimah, you spoke about Mithali. I'm sure she would have been one of the idols growing up. But who were the others whom you looked up for inspiration as you grew up?
Growing up, of course, being a Mumbaikar, if I don't say Sachin sir's name, I think it will be an insult. So I mean, growing up, it was Sachin sir, and I really love Rohit Sharma's batting. So yeah, I think these two would be.
Okay, and also talking about your journey with the Indian women's cricket team, there was a time when, we weren't playing too many matches, the women's team, but off late, of course, during the pandemic, it wasn't the best of situations now, but this tour, and then you also have a tour coming up to Australia. So looking forward to some competitive cricket in the months to come.
Yeah, really looking forward to it, because for the last 1 year, we didn't get much cricket to play. Now everything is happening when we are having a World Cup in 2022. So, the more matches we play now, the better it is for us as a team, to get that momentum back and to, keep playing, because it gives us confidence and it helps our team improve. And we understand, the more we play, we understand where we need to improve. So yeah, after this England tour, I'll be staying back for the 100. And then after that, maybe directly I'll have to go to Australia. For the Australia series. So yeah, a long season ahead.
Yeah, you said I was about to ask you about the 100. It's the inaugural edition, and you've been one of the few Indian women's cricketers who will be part of the 100. So, how are you preparing for that one? It's an entirely new edition.
At the moment, I'm not thinking about it much, because I'll get some time to practice with the team and get used to the rules and everything, because there are different rules over there. So at the moment, I'm just focusing on this tour and, one day, one section at a time and one match at a time. So, but I've played for the Yorkshire Diamonds when the Kia Super League was there. So I'm very familiar with most of them actually. It's the same team, just the name has changed and few new additions. So yeah, the girls are really sweet. They made me feel very comfortable, and I had a good season over there too when I played last time. So really looking forward to get to going out there and playing the 100 and being back with our team. Yeah.
And Jemimah, tell us on the international stage, what's been your most memorable knock? You got a knock of 81, which I recall very vividly.
Oh, my most memorable knock. Oh, yeah, you can. I think it was in New Zealand only. In the ODI, that scored 81, not out. But I think I would tell the T20. After that, I had scored in 53 balls, some 78 or 73. I don't recall it. But that knock would be very important for me because so our top order had means I had few good partnerships. I had a good partnership with Smriti, a 100-run partnership. Then immediately wickets kept falling. And normally it used to be there, like, Smriti is the main batter. She used to take it to the, Harry the or Mithudi. But that time, all the responsibility came on me. And I had to, even though I've hardly played few T20s at that time, I had to become a senior over there and kind of take that responsibility. And kind of, I surprised myself that I was able to do that and, get the team to a really good score. So yeah, I think that would be my most memorable now.
So many a times, cricketers, often it may not be the highest score, but as you very rightly said, it is a knock which takes your team to victory, and especially in adverse conditions. So that's what which remains etched in your memory.
Yeah, we didn't win that game. It went down to the last ball, one run was left. I mean, it came to the last ball, but but that will be something special for me. I mean, I learned a lot that time, and as I said, I kind of surprised myself, and I knew that if I could do it then I can do it consistently for India and consistently take the team to victory. So yeah.
Jemimah, now, your dad has been your first coach, may have been the one who molded you, but as time went, I'm sure that others would have played a role in sharpening your skills.
Yeah, there have been many coaches. I mean, even till now, there are so many people. At the right time, like God has just brought the right coaches in my life, and I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for them. And not just the coaches, but the people around me, the physios, the trainers, my parents, my mom, my brothers, and so many other people who have supported me and helped me at the right time. So it would be wrong on my part if I would just take one person's name. So I think I'd just like to thank everyone, because I strongly believe that I wouldn't be here where I am today if it was not for the people God has used in my life. So yes, my dad is my main coach, but there have been so many others who have helped me. So yeah.
And also the fact that, you started out very young, when you first made your debut, how was it like, playing with seniors? How did you manage to, or you always come across as a very natural person and dashing batswoman, and you're also very useful with your bowling as well. So, how did you take in that initial pressure at the international level?
I think it was the domestic that actually prepared me for the international level. And not just that, I think when I played hockey or whether I played cricket, I was always the youngest. Like, people were always twice or thrice my age. Like, when I played hockey for Maharashtra under 19, I was around 9 or 10 years old. So I've always been put in situations, where I was the youngest. Even when I played Mumbai seniors, the eldest member of the team was around 30, 35 or something, and I was this 11 or 12, 14-year-old. So I was always put in such situations where, I was the youngest. But then I realized it really soon that, age doesn't matter. Whether you've played many games or you're just, playing your first game, at the end, you just watch the ball and hit the ball. Nobody's going to put your age. Okay, Jemimah Rodrigues, these many years, nobody's going to put. They're just going to put the run. She scored so many runs. So at the end, that's what matters. So and playing from there, it helped me and gave me a lot of confidence stepping into the Indian team at a very young age and going out there and doing well. So yeah.
Jemimah, you put it so beautifully. Cricket is such a simple game. We make it complicated. Just watch the ball, hit it, and that's what you've been doing, and you've been performing superbly over the years. Tell us a bit about your association with Indian Oil. You're an elite scholar of the corporation. So share with us your thoughts about the organization.
Yeah, I think Indian Oil has been a very important part of my journey too, because they've given me the scholarship and supporting me. And I think very few associations. I think for me, the thing that makes it so special is that very few associations actually support women's cricket out there, and Indian Oil is one of them. So I'm really, grateful to them, and I hope like they continue to support me and many other women cricketers out there, because it gives us so much boost and so much confidence and helps us so much, going out there and playing for the country and making the country proud. And like I said, I wouldn't be where I am without the people, God has used in my life. So Indian Oil is one of them.
Oh, that's so inspiring to hear, Jamima. We've all followed your cricket. I, in particular, have been fortunate to cover some matches of yours, do commentary, and it's always a pleasure seeing you bat. You, as I said a while ago, you come across as an absolute natural when it comes to batting. And as I said, your bowling
Thank
has
you,
always been, you've been the sort of partnership breaker, if I can call you that. The girls with the golden arm at Indian Oil. We're looking forward to you doing very well in your test debut. And it's a test debut, I think, apart from Mithali, I think it would be a test debut for all the remaining players.
No, few of them have played.
Julian for one.
Julodi, Smriti, Shikadi has played.
Okay.
So yeah, few of them have played. But yeah, most of them will be making their debut.
So all the very best, and for the limited over series to follow, and for the 100 also, the inaugural.
Thank you so much.
100. So
it was really nice talking to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, same here. Parting message from you, Jamima.
Oh yeah, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every member that has supported me, especially Indian Oil, for the amount of support and love you've shown towards me, and I'm sure that this will continue till the very end of my career and also I think my life. So yeah, thank you so much, Indian Oil, and you all are doing a really great job. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jamima Rodrigues. It was an absolute pleasure, speaking to you and knowing more about you. And we at Indian Oil would always be rooting for you. So that's another edition of Champs Week, and we will be interacting with many of our outstanding sports persons in the editions to come, in the episodes to come. Until then, this is host S. Kishore bidding goodbye.